Your brain erased your last meal faster than you ever imagined. You finish lunch, then someone asks what you ate only hours ago. Suddenly, your mind goes completely blank searching for the answer. You know you ate something, but the details seem strangely missing. Many men laugh these moments away while quietly feeling concerned. Some even wonder whether their memory is becoming weaker with age. It feels impossible that something so recent could disappear so fast. But psychology reveals a surprising reason almost nobody expects. Once you understand it, your forgotten meals begin making perfect sense. The truth has far more to do with attention than memory itself. The strange truth is your brain often never stores ordinary meals as complete memories at all. Instead, it records only the information that seems useful while ignoring familiar routines. Psychologists call this selective encoding because attention decides what enters memory first. When meals look similar day after day, your brain treats them as predictable events. Predictable experiences require less attention because they offer very little new information. Without focused attention, the memory never becomes strong enough for easy recall later. You may remember a birthday dinner but forget yesterday's ordinary sandwich completely. The difference is not the food, because it is the meaning attached to the moment. Your brain naturally protects experiences that feel emotional, surprising, or personally important. Routine lunches rarely receive that kind of mental priority during a busy day. Instead, your attention is already moving toward meetings, work, or tomorrow's responsibilities. The meal quietly passes through your awareness without leaving a lasting mental trace. This is why forgetting what you ate is usually not a memory problem at all. But this still does not explain why some men forget their meals far more often. The real answer begins long before the first bite ever reaches the plate. Long before you sit down, your brain is already deciding what deserves attention the most. It constantly compares unfinished problems, future plans, and immediate opportunities for action. Every thought quietly competes for the limited space inside your working memory. A single worry can become more important than the meal directly in front of you. Without realizing it, your attention begins feeding your thoughts instead of your senses. Your hands continue eating while your mind travels somewhere completely different. Psychologists describe this as attentional capture because urgent thoughts steal awareness. The brain always favors information that appears useful for solving future problems. That ability once protected our ancestors from danger hidden in changing environments. Today, it reacts just as quickly to deadlines, finances, emails, and responsibilities. The meal becomes background information because nothing about it feels immediately important. Your memory follows your attention instead of recording everything equally. The surprising part is this pattern often grows stronger as mental demands increase. But the real reason many men forget meals so easily runs even deeper than attention. It begins with an invisible mental burden carried throughout the entire day. Many men carry conversations inside their minds that nobody else can ever hear. Part of the brain reviews yesterday, while another quietly plans tomorrow at the same time. Work, family, finances, and responsibilities compete for every moment of attention available. Even peaceful meals often become silent planning sessions instead of real experiences. Psychologists call this cognitive load, and it quietly drains working memory each day. The heavier that invisible burden becomes, the easier ordinary moments slip away unnoticed. Your brain keeps returning to unfinished problems because it believes they still matter. That constant mental scanning leaves less attention available for simple daily routines. Forgetting what you ate is often the symptom rather than the real struggle. The deeper challenge may be a mind that rarely feels free to fully rest. Chronic stress teaches the brain to expect something important around every corner. Learning, remembering, and enjoying the present become harder when survival takes priority. This is why these memory lapses often appear during the busiest seasons of life. The good news is this reveals far more about your mental load than your memory. And the biggest surprise is what this forgetfulness actually says about your brain. The biggest surprise is that forgetting meals can be evidence your brain is working efficiently. Memory was never designed to preserve every ordinary event that passes through your day. Instead, it constantly filters what feels urgent, meaningful, emotional, or useful for survival. Routine meals rarely stand out because they offer very little that feels completely new. Think of attention as a spotlight moving across everything your mind experiences each day. Only what enters the beam has a strong chance of becoming a lasting memory. Your forgotten lunch never disappeared because it simply never became the main focus. This is why one unusual dinner can remain vivid while dozens of normal meals vanish. Psychologists call this meaningful encoding because significance strengthens memory formation. Your brain remembers connected experiences far better than isolated everyday routines. The problem is rarely weak memory, but an efficient system saving valuable mental space. Once you understand that these moments stop feeling like signs something is wrong. Instead, they become proof that attention quietly decides what memory gets to preserve. That realization changes the way you see everyday forgetfulness completely. And it also reveals how you can help your brain remember far more naturally. The solution begins by helping your attention notice meals before they quietly disappear. Simply looking at your food for a few seconds strengthens the first memory pathway. Saying what you are eating aloud creates another connection your brain can retrieve later. Sharing a meal with someone also makes the experience more emotionally meaningful. Avoiding your phone while eating gives attention a chance to fully encode the moment. Psychologists often explain that memory grows stronger when fewer distractions compete. Even noticing the flavors, textures, and aromas helps build richer mental associations. The more senses involved, the easier your brain finds the memory again later. Creating small routines before eating can also prepare your attention to stay present. Your brain performs better when it finishes one experience before chasing another. Reducing mental overload gives working memory more space to preserve simple moments. Real improvement comes from calming your attention instead of forcing your memory. Once your mind becomes more present, everyday meals naturally become easier to remember. You stop fighting your brain and begin working with the way it already functions. That simple shift can make forgotten meals become surprisingly rare over time. The next time you forget what you ate, do not assume your memory is quietly failing. Remember that attention shapes memory long before recall ever has a chance to begin. Your brain protects what feels meaningful while filtering familiar routines every day. That does not make you forgetful because it makes you deeply human instead. Sometimes the busiest minds simply overlook the most ordinary moments of life. Once you understand this pattern, frustration slowly becomes patience and confidence. You begin trusting your brain instead of constantly questioning how well it works. That simple perspective can completely change the way you see everyday forgetfulness. Subscribe for more psychology videos that reveal the hidden patterns behind human behavior. You may understand your own mind far better than you ever imagined.